Today in this shop, we are looking at a 2018 F-150 with a charging system service now message. The system on this truck seems to be charging. In fact, if anything, it's probably overcharging a little bit. So I think we're going to start diagnosis by seeing what this truck has in it for codes. And I'm going to be using ForeScan Lite today to retrieve codes on this truck. We have a P0625 generator field terminal circuit low and a P065B generator A control circuit range performance. Ford has a couple of different computer-controlled alternator systems, and this vehicle is equipped with probably the most common system, and that uses a 3-wire connector that plugs into the side of the alternator. There's a gen command circuit, and normally you only see a signal on that every 5 or 6 seconds when the PCM wants to change the desired charging voltage. The second circuit is a generator monitor circuit, or GenMon, and that is a continuous signal from the alternator to the PCM that lets the PCM know how hard the alternator has to work to achieve the desired voltage. And the third circuit is a hot all the time wire that is used by the internal regulator to reference what the system voltage is. If you look at the PIDs here, our gen command circuit doesn't look right, but that's because the PCM's upset because there is nothing being reported back on the GenMon circuit. And while the voltage was 14.88 earlier when we checked it with a DVOM, the other day when the customer made the appointment for this vehicle, I threw a DVOM across the battery real quick and it was charging 15.5 volts. And anytime I've seen one of these systems overcharging like that, it was due to an open in the voltage reference circuit going to the 3-wire connector on the side of the alternator. So I'm suspecting we've got a wiring problem, and I think it's probably time we pop the hood and take a look at the wiring under the vehicle. I'm going to start by checking the fuse to the power wire on that 3-wire connector on the alternator, and that's going to be fuse 23, a 10 amp fuse in the battery junction box. The fuse checked good, so next I think we're going to start inspecting our wiring, and I think we've already found our problem. The wires on the connector to the alternator really should not all be green, and if I can get the camera to focus on this once. I reached up to wiggle the wires on the alternator, and the top wire immediately pulled in too, and that white wire with the red tracer is our power wire to the alternator, so I think we found our problem. I went ahead and pulled the driver's side turbo inlet tube so we can access this from above. And the easiest way to repair this is just going to be to install a new pigtail. With the new pigtail installed, let's clear the DTCs and take a look at what Gen Command and GenMon should look like. I'll go ahead and get the codes all cleared. And we'll go ahead and take a look at our PIDs again and see what they should look like. You can see here what GenMon should look like, and it should just be a continuously varying signal. It's reporting back to the PCM continuously how hard it has to work to achieve the desired voltage. Basically, it's reporting back how much voltage it has to apply to the field windings to produce the desired voltage. And a normal gen command signal is just a quick blip every once in a while whenever the PCM tells the alternator what it wants for desired voltage. A quick tip, if you ever think you have an open in the gen command or GenMon circuit, to verify this you can unplug the 3-wire connector at the alternator and jumper those two together. And then your GenMon signal should match your gen command signal. You can see here too that our vehicle power is staying pretty close to our generator desired voltage. If you found this helpful or interesting, please click the like button down below. I got a lot more great stuff coming up, so please subscribe, and as always, have a great week.